I've been making YouTube videos as an introvert for the last 7 years. I've burnt myself out making YouTube videos. I've killed a business by not making YouTube videos. And I want to kind of peel back the curtains a little bit and talk about my journey on YouTube. First, for some context, I'm not a YouTuber, never have been, never will be. I'm a business owner who happens to be on YouTube unfaithfully. I've been on and off the wagon so many times, usually from burnout and things of that nature. The reason why I keep coming on YouTube is it's really helpful for business. It's really helpful to get on here every once in a while, tell the world about what we do. It helps sales. And in the meantime, or along the way, I kind of like sharing the journey, like this video. I don't make any product sales for this video, but I kind of like just sharing the journey because occasionally I'll get comments from people that really get a lot of value out of this, which encourages me to want to do more of them. So being on YouTube in general is just a weird journey, especially for an introvert like myself. It's weird kind of being in, kind of a public eye in some sense. It's really weird trying to be real, but then also feeling like, hey, if I don't do some sort of clickbait hype video, no one's gonna click on my video or watch my video. And if no one watches my video, why am I even making a video? That's a weird line to be on. And it's just weird. I don't know what other word to describe it. It's just a weird place to be. Try to be authentic, but yet have this be productive at the same time and feeling like you got to perform. So in general, feeling like I have to perform and putting pressure on myself has just killed my YouTube momentum more times than I can count. So I'll get on here for maybe 2 months, probably not even 2 and 3 months, maybe like 2 months at a time, and then I'll just take a break for 3 or 4 months, just putting pressure on myself. So let me give you a little bit of backstory of how I started and that first phase of my YouTube journey. In 2019, I bought a Glowforge laser engraving machine. And one day I woke up and thought, I want to make a review video on this machine because I wish I had a review video to watch before I bought this machine. Not that it was a bad decision. It would have just been helpful to actually see something other than the manufacturer's promotional video. So I started writing a script and I made a video. And at the same time, I was trying to solve a very frustrating problem. The exhaust hose kept slipping off the back of this machine and blowing exhaust fumes into my apartment. And so I made some little hose adapter to prevent that from happening. And while I was in the process of kind of scripting and putting this YouTube video together, I was like, you know what? Let's just give a shout out to this little product that I made, throw the link in the description to my Etsy store and just see what happens. I had no goal. I had no plan in mind. This is the first YouTube video I ever made. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I just tried it just to see what would happen. To my surprise, that review video became the #1 review video for that laser engraving machine because no one else at the time had a video. That video sucked. It was my first one. Audio was terrible. Lighting was terrible. I was super nervous. Still get nervous at times. But because it was people's only choice, that's why it just grew so much. And people inevitably saw that product that I had mentioned in the video, clicked the link in the description, and I made a bunch of Etsy sales from that video. After that happened, I thought, whoa, I should just make more YouTube videos. My dream is to have my own business and have that be a full-time source of income. I'd like to quit my day job, being stuck in my death cubicle, which I hate. So let's just make more YouTube videos. And my plan was, heck, let's just offer value to other laser cutter users, give them tips and tricks, and every once in a while I'll just sprinkle in a comment or two about some of the products that I sell. I never want to come over super overtly salesy, but it's like, you know what, every once in a while I'll just sprinkle it in, let people know about what I sell, and hopefully that'll drive sales. And it did. It worked exceptionally well. I started selling those on Amazon and that business grew. I think the last time was like 200,000, I think, in sales on Amazon. And that was all driven by YouTube. That was 100% YouTube driven. I was not on Google. Maybe you could have Googled and saw the Amazon listing, but it all came from YouTube. But on that journey, I put so much pressure on myself. It's, hey, if I don't make a video, I'm not going to make sales. If I don't make sales, I can't pay my bills. And you might think $200,000 in sales is huge. I've lived on credit cards up until yesterday. And last year we did over 1 million in sales. We did 1.1 million in sales. Still had to live on a credit card for 3 months out of the year to make ends meet. So you make a heck of a lot less than you actually think. That's why I never brag about the top line number, because the bottom line number is almost non-existent. So if you don't have money in your pocket, why the heck are you bragging about the top line number? So that's that. So I put pressure on myself to, hopefully get these videos to perform, and putting that pressure on myself just killed the momentum. I hated it. I was like, I don't want to make videos. This is the last thing on earth I want to do. I just want to design and make problems, or make solutions to solve people's problems. I don't want to make stupid YouTube videos. And so eventually I would just quit. I'd get burnt out, and I would quit for like 3 months at a time. And when you don't advertise for your business for 3-4 months at a time, you kill a business. And so I ultimately killed my business by doing that. And that business got to a point where I feel like it was just irrecoverable. Probably could have recovered from it, but geez, I had so much downward momentum at that point. I did not think that plane could have been pulled back up into the sky. So that business died as a result of not being on YouTube. So that's kind of how I got my start. Now I'm doing these a little out of order here, but let me go into phase 2 of my YouTube journey. So I previously said I tanked my business by not being on YouTube. Let me make a slight correction to that. I tanked my business by not doing any product promotion videos, letting the world know about my products that I sell, or just doing content surrounded by that topic. So I bought, I think it was Bamboo Lab 3D printers, I think is what kind of started phase 2 of my YouTube journey. So these printers are amazing, and I just did like a review video of a Bamboo Lab printer. And as soon as I started making content on 3D printing, I went from 5,000 subscribers up to 20,000 subscribers, not overnight, but it grew aggressively. And I'm like, wow, I should just make more videos about 3D printing. People seem to like these videos. And so I talked about my 3D printing journey, my shop, my setup, my printers, and like all that stuff. And that channel grew very, very, very well. If you're curious about monetization, the most I've ever made in a single month is less than 600, usually like 5, maybe 550. I don't think I ever cracked over $600 a month in ads. So just in case you're curious, for me, that's chunk change. It's worthless basically. I don't care about that. I never look at that. And right now it's probably like 20 bucks a month because I'm not on YouTube that much. But I was like, man, 3D printing is fun, and I don't have a product to sell to this audience, which is great because it takes all the pressure off. There's no ulterior motive here. I don't have some 3D printing course or class or booklet I'm trying to get you to buy. I'm just making stuff, making content, and you guys seem to like it. And that was great. And so I started going down that direction. And now YouTube, when someone typed in like, hey, I got issues with my exhaust coming out of my laser cutter, or laser cutter tips and tricks, YouTube now saw me as, well, I would have recommended Joe Martinson, but now he's kind of a 3D printing channel, so I'm not going to recommend you to him anymore. And so I no longer got like laser engraving people recommended to my channel. I only got 3D printing people recommended to my channel. So my business, which is over here with these people, YouTube now classified me as, a different topic, 3D printing. And so my customers were no longer coming to my channel to see the videos that I already had. And after I did that for several months, my sales just tanked because I wasn't talking about that topic anymore that related directly to my business. So let's talk about where I am today. So today, I realized that if I don't do YouTube videos, I won't get as many sales. One thing that is nice now is I've tapped into Google Ads, and I've finally seen the light at the end of the tunnel of finally something that's going to enable me to not have to do YouTube videos anymore for the purpose of keeping my business alive. I still would like to be on YouTube talking about the journey, talking about shop improvements, things like that. I just think it's kind of fun, even though I'm an introvert. Um, People seem to get something out of it, and so I kind of like sharing and connecting and adding value to people. And so Google Ads has been working out really well. So I feel like it's not dependent on me to keep the business alive with my YouTube product promotion videos. So that has taken pressure off. However, I am coming to the realization that if I want to grow my business, YouTube certainly does not hurt. YouTube is a rewarder of those who seek them. Um, Nothing bad ever happens of making more content. So many things happen. You can get affiliate things and partnerships and sales and all these things. And so, if you're a business owner, I would encourage you to be on YouTube. It's such a great thing. So right now, I'm trying to find a more sustainable way to be on YouTube to take the pressure off. Not think that, hey, me being on YouTube is what's going to keep the business alive. Thankfully, the business is established. I got Google Ads working in the background, but I would love to layer YouTube on top to help get more sales with YouTube content. So how I am going to go about doing that is kind of a 2-to-1 kind of ratio. And so maybe 2/3, however you want to look at it. But for me, I love talking about the journey. These kind of videos are my favorite to do because one, they're easy. I don't have to create like this crazy script. I don't have to edit the crap out of the video and do all this fancy stuff. I hate editing. And so it's just very easy for me to do this. And a lot of people seem to get a lot of value out of these just simple down-to-earth journey videos. I also want to talk about improvements in the shop. We've automated a lot around here. Cool stuff that I often forget that it's cool just because I see it every single day, but I'd love to talk about shop stuff. And then the last component is I would like to continue making content revolving around my window insert business to continue letting people know about the products that we sell. So people can find us and hopefully grow the business through that content. And truly, and not just like, I don't see those videos as like, one-sided, like taking, like, hey, I just want to take your money. I want to offer value. I really am gripped by that. I want to be truly helpful. I would love people to come to my website and my channel and just say like, wow, this is the most helpful channel I've ever visited. Like, thank you for answering my questions. And so that's kind of the vision that I have now. And I think if I can approach that with a perspective where I'm not putting pressure on myself, allow myself to make some simple videos that aren't all clickbaity and super edited and stuff like that. And just try to enjoy it a little bit, realize that the business isn't dependent on me like it used to be before about making videos. I think that'll be really helpful. So I'm just going to let it roll, see how things happen, getting back on the bandwagon again for this is 2026 now. And just try to be authentic, talk about the journey, and, you know, do like 2 videos that are non-product related and then do like 1 product related video because I know that if I just never talk about products, I just won't get sales. So I'll have to talk about them. It's so hard. I am the worst salesman on the planet. Whenever I make a video about talking about the products that we sell, it is just painful for me to kind of like put on like the salesman hat to try to like sell or promote a product. Ugh, I just hate it. It's just like the most uncomfortable thing, and I just end up hitting stop and re-record and stop and record like 100 times. Like, this sounds like crap. I hate doing this. Can't I just please do a journey video where I don't have to have that pressure on me? So, but yeah, I think there's a middle ground of being able to still talk about your business and the products that you sell, just in a very casual way, and yet still letting people know about it without having to, be like salesy, like, hey, please buy my products. Like, hey, I own a business, Martinson Manufacturing. We make custom window inserts. This is like kind of the shop and what it looks like, and this is what we do. And these are the customers that we help, and our customers have these kind of pain points and problems, and this is what we make to try to help with those problems and help create solutions for them. So that's kind of the vision that I have for it, and we'll see how it goes. This is version 3, so thanks for being along for the journey. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you were able to connect with this video. If you were, let me know in the comments. Your comments are the things that make me want to do these videos and help keep me going.